All right, what's happening, people? It is Thursday. We are at where are we? Cactus Music World Headquarters. We're always at Cactus, and that's why this is a show that you need to be watching and sharing with all your friends. All right, Ruben Dominguez, obviously. This is Quinn Bishop, and he has the list. Let's get to it. Great new music. Let's go.
All right, we're going to talk about a couple of events that are centering around new music. We have coming up this Saturday at 1 p.m., we have the listening party for 21 Pilots Clancy. We got free posters for you. We got these cool wristbands, and you get extra stuff if you pre-order the record from us. Of course, refreshments and free. Cool, refreshing St. Arnold beverages. That Saturday at 1 p.m. And then Tuesday, right around the corner from that, very anticipated record coming out from the Wallows, their new album, Model. And we're hosting an event for that on Tuesday at 5:30 p.m.
Guys,
same deal.
busy.
You get some free. We're gonna have a raffle for
the viewers are already calling.
Yeah, they are. We've got keychains, prints, shirts that you can win, and there's another exclusive pre-order, of course, free refreshments. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of great music coming. It usually, just as we're rolling into the warmer months here, there's always great
People
stuff.
are ready.
So yeah, come out. You can hear some great music. These global listening parties are a lot of fun, and you can hang out with the fans of the same band that you love. Now, I'm ready to pronounce this is like going to be one of the greatest in stores.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Just booked down. Molly Tuttle will be performing here the night before her gig here in Houston at White Oak Music Hall, and I think there are still tickets for that. She's performing on the 22nd at 5:30 p.m. You know what you need to know about Molly Tuttle?
Tell us.
She is a multi-instrumental bluegrass player. She's not only the first woman to win the International Bluegrass Association Best Guitarist of the Year award. She won it twice.
Wow.
She's a multi-Grammy winner, and her last album, which is this one, City of Gold, won Bluegrass Album of the Year in the Grammys of 2023.
I love that.
It is not hyperbole to say that she is one of the greatest musicians of our time, and she's playing at Cactus for free next Wednesday at 5:30 p.m.
Okay, I'm coming.
She is cool. It's get out.
I'm coming to that one.
Watch some. Her flat picking is insane.
And when you say that she won Bluegrass Guitarist of the Year, she's won it twice.
When she was like 22.
If you know anything about bluegrass, I mean, there are some terrifying shredding guitar players in that genre that would make you never want to play the guitar again if you're
and on top of all that, she's a brilliant writer.
Like you said, multi-instrumentalist, and just
it's gonna be fun. So Dom, you want to come see this?
I'm here for that. I'm here for that 100%.
All right, let's talk about some new records that are out Friday. Hey man, we were just talking Cage the Elephant, brand new Cage the Elephant record. I love this cover. This cover is super cool. I don't really know what I'm looking at. It kind of looks like a Tame Impala record, right?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
This is Neon Pill. And Ruben, here's something interesting. These next 5 records that we're going to talk about, we've talked about a lot of pandemic records where people hey, I can't tour.
We're hunkering down.
We're going to hunker down. We're going to work.
Yeah.
We've talked about a bunch of those records, but the first 4 bands that we're talking here, they took the whole pandemic off, have not released a record since 2019.
4 years ago. Yep.
Yeah. And so they're cranking that machine back up and getting going. This is first on the list. This is their first since 2019. Their last album won another Grammy winner, a Best Rock Album of the Year. They're one of the most dynamic live performances that you can see.
Yeah, really, really, really creative songwriting. I love their vocalist. I forget his name right now.
Anyway, 2 brothers.
These guys on my list of haven't seen them live, need to see them live.
You weren't here for that Cactus In-Store? Dude, it was pandemonium. Absolute.
You dirty dog.
Pandemonium. It was craziness. We had to lock the doors because it was just crazy town.
Yes. No, I was not here.
Yeah, that's another reason to stay tuned about Cactus events. Hey, there's a new Avett Brothers record coming out.
I heard about this.
And it's funny, I was calling it self-titled. They're calling it Untitled.
Sure.
It's purposefully not titled. Brand new record for them. And so this reunites them with Rick Ruben, longtime patron of that band, Indie Store exclusive vinyl on this one. And also they stepped up. They've been, what do we got there, buddy?
I love it.
It's embossed.
It's embossed.
So they've been making records for major labels for the past like 10 years.
Forever.
And now they're kind of back doing their own thing. I think just so that they can do what they want to do with no pressure from no record label people sneaking in the door, telling them what to do. Again, they haven't made a record in 5 years.
Yes.
Fans are chomping at the bit for this.
So
thing.
you're going to get the 32-page lyric book with this one. And you're also going to get the light blue vinyl, which is independent retail exclusive.
And check these out, dude. They sent us these incredible art prints that were drawn by Seth Abbott himself.
Those are very
Look
cool.
at these. Look how cool these are. These are printed on heavy cards. Come by and get one
That's
of those.
good. That's frameable.
It's a great
frame
added
that.
value item. Yeah, for sure.
You can frame that.
Okay, another band that hasn't had a record since 2020, and this is their first English language record since 2017. The Mavericks are back with Moon and Stars.
Can't go wrong.
I think this might be one of their best records.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I think it's great. If you want to preview some tracks, the Live Close By, Visit Often, a duet with Nicole Atkins is awesome. Great tune. And Moon and Stars with Sierra Farrell is brilliant too. He's Raul Mala is one of the greatest singers out
totally.
there.
Yeah,
and,
totally.
And they're indie Americana, just like flagship artist. And he co-wrote some songs with Bernie Taupin on this record, which is kind of
really
neat, right?
That is super.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing the whole thing.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
100%. Okay. Brand new record from Guster. Again, this is
while.
their first record.
It's been a while.
Since 2019. This is a little bit of a different record. I think it's more lush, a little more acoustic. Their fans love them, like crazy fans.
Yeah.
And here's another reason why you might want to pick this up at Cactus. We've got autographed art prints for you.
More value,
free with purchase. So
this
if
is
you're
like
a big Guster fan,
this is our QVC episode.
It is kind of QVC-esque, isn't it?
If you order now,
but wait. we'll
and
send you another one.
You can order online, so
you can order online,
Yeah.
people. I think we both really like this band, Dead. This is
yes.
DEHD,
Yeah.
Chicago band.
I only became aware of their last record.
Right, so that was their breakthrough record. The fourth album was the Blue Skies.
And two really strong, I think, singles on that. Yeah.
I like that record a bunch.
Yeah.
And so they did this interesting thing for their writing process. Man, they went completely off the grid. They went to places where like no phones, no nothing, set up a mobile studio,
I like that. I think
wrote
that's
and
killer.
recorded their record. Yeah, and they did it in 2 sessions. I think it's a really strong record. And I'm looking forward to listening to it more. I've only been able to get through it a couple of times, but they are a cool band that deserve your
check them out.
attention.
100%.
And I hopefully we get a live date, man. I want to go see them.
That would be fantastic on Fat Possum Records.
On Fat Possum,
which
one of the best, greatest records.
Yeah. Which originally was just really blues artists.
It was
right?
blues artists, and then within
these guys, not exactly a traditional blues act.
What happened within like 2 years? Their entire roster died. That's the problem with signing 70 and 80 year old blues artists. That can happen. So they reinvented themselves as a rock label.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Good plan.
Come on, Fat Possum.
Okay. This is a cool record. This is we're talking a little bit of jazz here. This is Chick Corea and Bela Fleck.
Ooh.
This is the final duo project, and you hear me sometimes say, "You don't own a record that sounds like this." Pretty sure you don't know an album that's jazz, classical, piano, and banjo. Just those two instruments. So they won a Grammy in 2007 for an album called Enchantment. It really they kind of started working then, and of course Chick Corea passed end of last year, and this is their final collaboration. It's cool. I mean, even if it's not your thing, it's cool. Bela Fleck, I feel like that guy. He's just a musician's musician.
We don't need to say anything about Chick Corea. Either you know or you don't know. Find out if you don't know. But Bela Fleck, man, what a monster. I was just going to say the same thing. What a Did you see him at his Cactus Music Institute? Man, shut up. Just be quiet.
Because he did one.
He takes great pleasure.
Packed it out.
In telling me all the incredible artists that have been on the stage that I did not see.
This is what I do for you. Okay.
You are.
Hey, this is a really interesting thing. You don't see it that happen that often.
Reissue?
No. Incubus has an album, Morning View, which is really one of their most revered record, if not their most revered records. And they re-recorded and reimagined it. And it's called Morning View.
Interesting.
23. And, think about this. If you're a musician, you make a record, you put it out, you tour it. I mean, they've been playing this album for 20 years, going out there and playing the songs. And sometimes, you know, the process of making an album is only, you know, be as short as 2 months and sometimes as, you know, 8 months or a year. But then you're living with that the rest of your life and you're playing faithful versions of that.
Yeah.
And they're creative enough musicians that they just kind of, you know, light bulbs go off and they're like, maybe we should do it this way. And that's what they've done.
Mike Einzinger is such a great, clever guitar player.
So if you're a big fan, this is totally worth checking out. I like it when bands do this. I like it when they recontextualize their old work. And it's not like a cashing thing.
Except unless you're Roger Waters.
Ooh, that's rough. Yeah. I think that's one of the only records on this thing that we like hated on. We were brutal. Sorry, Raj.
We love
you, Roger.
We love you.
I know you're excited about this one.
Oh man, 100%.
This is the debut solo album of Kerry King from Slayer. And boy, if it doesn't look like
yes, that's perfect.
It looks exactly, you know what? Did not see the artwork.
Yeah.
When we got this thing, I'm like, that looks that's a Kerry King.
Yeah, it has to be the new Kerry King. So he goes to work on this thing because Tom Araya says, that's it. I'm done. No more Slayer. They break up. They tour. It's over. Goodbye. Well, very soon after that, you know,
never say never.
Kerry King is talking about how, look, it wasn't his idea. He thinks there's a lot of,
and
there was a lot more tread on the tires. It started going back and forth. That went on. And everybody knew he had a new project, but he kept like members, music, everything totally under wraps. Right when he's ready to put it out, Slayer announces the comeback tour or reunion shows or whatever, which he was a little vocal about in the press. But I haven't heard this. I can't wait to hear it. But I'm sure if you love Slayer, this is going to be right in your wheelhouse.
And he's going to play at the 713 Music Hall with Mastodon. And I think Lamb of God. That's in July 21st.
Yeah.
I think a lot of big fans will be curious to see what it is. Obviously, one of the most influential guitar players ever.
Do a lot of stretching before you go to that show.
We're trying to work on maybe people being able to say hi to him at the record store. We'll see what happens.
That would be cool. That would be great. Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, next up, this is a staff favorite. Her records have been staff favorites. This is Shannon and the Clams. Brand new record from her. This is in them. This is The Moon is in the Wrong Place. I love the title. And you know, this is one of those, I mean, I think they're traditionally pretty fun garage band. This is a song cycle about love, loss, and, you know, triumph and tragedy. So her fiance like died like months before they got married. There's a lot of that going on here, but if you're familiar with, it's still psyche, garagey, cool. I listened to the whole thing just this morning before we got on the, drop.
I've heard it. I know I've heard them. I haven't heard this, but produced by sweet little Danny Auerbach.
Yeah. And on his Easy Eye level, they're great.
Come on.
I mean, check them out.
He's not going to do anything the wrong way.
This is some good Saturday grooving music.
Love
for
it,
you.
love it.
Great new artist that we like a lot, Emily Nenny. Maybe you saw her at Cactus Music in store recently. She has her brand new album, Drive and Cry, and her first record just was on all these best of lists called On the Ranch. This one is mostly originals, but she does sneak in a cover of Amarillo Highway, which was a Terry Allen song. Great Terry Allen. But she's very attractive, and she's autographed this record.
I don't
if you buy
know
it from
her.
Cactus, she's a brand new artist. I mean, this is only her third album, and she's terrific. Check her out. You if you like traditional country stuff, you will dig it. I like
traditional country stuff, and that means I like her.
And we're keeping it rootsy for the end of the new releases. And this is the Lost Dog Street Band, and I like the story of this record. This record is called Survived, and so this is I think a husband and wife duo, and the band's been around for like 12 years or something like that, and they had made the decision, we've taken this as far as we can go. We're done, right?
That's it.
We're done. We're not going to do it anymore. And then they started writing songs, and then with the freedom of like the recontextualizing what they were doing, like, okay, I'm going to make a solo record or whatever. Wrote all the music and decided, this is a Lost Dog Street Band album.
It is.
And so it's called Survive because the band survived after they shut it down. This is a cool record if you like very traditional harmonies, boy-girl harmonies. It's great.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good.
And we have
stuff.
one archival release to talk about.
Ooh.
This is you're a fan of Texas music.
Come on,
this
man.
is Guy Clark, one of the greatest folk singers from Houston, Texas ever. Austin, I think, claims him like they do everybody, but we know he's a Houston guy, Anderson Fair guy. This is truly Handmade Volume 1, and this is the first of them digging into his demos, and he was fairly economical. He would write like 10 songs for an album. That would be the 10 songs. But these are a lot of demos differing from, because folk guys, they get in the room, the record label guys like, oh, you need some guitar,
right.
guitar here. This is just his spare demos. I haven't spent any time with you, but I'm very excited about it. He's one of the greatest musicians to ever come out of Houston, Texas, and I'm glad that they've started up this series, and I want to see more come of it.
I love it, man. That's some good stuff right there. I love this beautiful shot of his guitar. That's got some miles.
And he was a
on it,
luthier. He
was he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he made guitars. Yeah, that was his
passion.
passion.
The things
Oh, dude, he's one of those guys.
Things
he couldn't do any wrong.
Oh yeah, this is good stuff right here, people.
This is our very popular reissues part of the program, and we've got this is Sturgill Simpson. This is, his incredible meta-modern sounds in country music. This is the record that made him. This is the record that blew him up. And I'm not sure why, but it's like 10-year anniversary release. And I guess because he said he's retiring, they put a skull on there where
different.
His
yeah,
because
the artwork's different. Yeah,
artwork's different. 10-year anniversary edition, and there you go. That's all I can tell you about it. But I love the record, so it's worth talking about.
This is just that's money.
And this has never had a proper LP release. This next one, never had a proper LP release. This is Queen live in Montreal. Queen Rocks Montreal. And there's an LP. There's a CD, Blu-ray, DVD. There's multiple formats of this, but I remember watching this on, I think, Axis or whatever, and just being blown away how just killer it is. The song selection is just...
There's nothing, no filler.
I think they still open the shows with "We Will Rock You," but and if you've seen the modern version of the band, which I think is totally great, seen them multiple times. Yeah, you need a heavy dose of Freddie to remind you how incredible performer he was. And this was, I think, just shortly after Live Aid. It's awesome. That fits. It is awesome, and I think all the video content is out there too. So streaming, if you don't want to. It's great to listen to, but it's also visually.
I was in the car with a friend the other day, and he was driving, and we were talking about bands that we either liked and didn't like originally, but went back and liked later. Yeah. He goes, well, Queen's like one of those acts for me because, when they were originally, he's my age, obviously, so we remember them pretty much in their prime. And he was like, yeah, man, the songs, it was like opera and theatrical. And I didn't really get it. So I, dialed it up on the stream on the iTunes, and I played Sheer Heart Attack for him.
Because it rocks.
He was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
And this is Queen. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. They had such a long career, and they were such brilliant musicians.
They could do anything.
They could do anything, and they did.
They did.
And they did.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay, second to last of our reissue. Modest Mouse is reissuing their very popular record, Good News. I'm gonna get the title wrong. Good News for People Who Love Bad News. With this, you get a blue and a green and pink, much like pastel, kind of like the covers. Colors in the album cover. Colored vinyl, and then you got 5 remixes by noteworthy people. That very loyal fan base. You get Jackknife Lee.
All sorts of good stuff. Dan the Automator. Yeah. Come on, man. Come get this. For all you Modest.
And I think generally regarded as maybe their best work.
You can look it up online, but there's a great interview where Johnny Marr talks about how he ended up in Modest Mouth.
Oh, that's my favorite record by him, is the one he's on.
Yeah.
I figured that.
It's a great record. Shocking.
I know. Okay, this is our last of our reissues that we're talking about, and this is interesting, and I think it's important that we talk about this because you're hearing a lot of this. You're hearing this word Atmos, Dolby Atmos, and what that is, that's like the new surround sound, and a lot of your streaming is that, and it folds down into 2-channel, which I never really think works, but if you have the ability to listen to this, there's a whole new line of products. This is Pink Floyd's Animals. This is the what Raj and the boys regard as the definitive mix. This is the 2018 remix. I guess they argued about how it was. They argued about everything, but I guess they argued about how it sounded to begin with. I have heard this mix. I think it sounds pretty great. And Hypnosis reimagined the album art, especially for this with the
did all the great
the
covers.
Factory. Did all their great covers. So you get, this is like 5.1 surround mix, stereo mix, uncompressed. So if you're like a gearhead that is wild about sound quality and technology, this is the thing for you.
Got it.
This is
love
the
it
thing for you.
I love it. I'm trying to set. I'm setting the timer here. Sorry,
that's all right.
Because if I don't set the timer and we go long, we're gonna have trouble.
We don't need that.
Yeah, we don't. All right, so vinyl vault, guys. We're gonna do the vinyl vault real quick.
It's back.
And the beautiful thing here is that. 2.5 minutes. All right, so for me, it is Santana Abraxas, 1970. And as the little sticker lets you know, it's been certified platinum 5 times. And Quinn and I were talking, you made a good point. It's probably the most famous Latin rock album of all time.
I mean, it might be something else out there, but I don't know. This is the big one.
So, obviously, I don't know how I came. This isn't my album. This is one from the store, but I have a beat up copy that I have no idea how I got it, but I had it all through junior high school and high school and would go to it every now and then. It's one of those, just put it on, let you go through the whole thing. You're not going to stop it anywhere along the way. Black Magic Woman, the Peter Green, obviously famous composition, Oye Como Va by Tito Puente, which probably introduced people to a lot of rhythms and music that they couldn't really put their finger on, and hopefully wanted to discover more.
Put it on FM radio. Put Latin tropical music on FM rock radio.
Exactly, and the whole thing's great, man. And some of the people on here, Greg Raleigh went on to play, obviously, with Journey. I don't know if Neil Sean's on this album because I know he did. I know he left pretty early. I don't remember. But anyway, it's an amazing record. The artwork's crazy. Latin, African rhythms, just Santana's very unique.
He plays one note, you know who it is.
He plays one note, you know who it is, and I knew in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, I knew some quite shreddy types that always were like, Santana, he's really
whatever, dude.
I'm like, look, what it's not all about 8 zillion notes a second. But it's a great album, man. I can still put it on today and it puts a smile on my face.
And he can play super fast, but it's like a B.B. King thing, right? Like where
correct.
He says it all. In
correct.
Just a
he's done his own thing, and he's carved out that little niche. And like you said, it's him when he plays one note. And I don't think you can have anything better to say about a musician than I can name that tune in one note.
Yep.
All right, guys, that's it for us. We're coming back. Don't forget the cool in-stores. Follow at Cactus Music for all the important information that we need. And we'll see you next week. Peace. We're out of here.